Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirosho here, and now, before I do get started, let me go ahead and give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a number of events happening. Now, Deku, he went as Matches Malone to meet with Nejire, aka Catwoman. She stole his father's watch during an event he held at Midoriya Manor, and this was certainly quite bad for Deku. Deku, he felt this anger inside him when he thought about what she would do with his precious family heirloom. However, he managed to push it down, hold it down, and, under the guise of Batman, track her back to her lair, where Catwoman revealed her identity to him. Deku left a batarang, stole the object of her desire, and even faced Mirako all on the same night. Mirako was quite alarmed by the fact that she was bested in one-on-one combat. And while she did call Batman a cheating bastard, she definitely got her licks in when it did come to that guy in a fight. She even wanted a rematch, calling out Batman for it. Now, Matches Malone went on behalf of the rich boy to go get his family heirloom. Untraced bills, way more than what the watch is worth, offered to Nejire. The rich boy didn't come in person. He hired an intermediary to get the family heirloom back, and she was more than happy to take the rich boy's money and leave Gotham. Though, she did feel connected to the city. It's a rich guy, so he wanted it handled quietly because it was an issue, especially with how corrupt the city was. Now, Gotham underwent a 7.6 earthquake, and it threw everything into chaos. There was the fact that Gotham quickly lost control of society. Deku was still recovering from his injuries, especially after tangling with Catwoman. Now, Deku, he did try to do much. Gotham was his home, and the city he did want to protect. Alfred wanted him to take some time off and heal. And while the earthquake wasn't exactly the thing he wanted to have happen, Deku tried to do what he could as himself. Izuku Midoriya tried to make appeals to the government and talk about what was happening. The earthquake not only affected Gotham, but a number of other places. Heroes were able to get into control of their cities. A state of emergency was declared, and Gotham quickly ran rabid with crime. Pro-heroes tried to do what they could. They tried to keep control. So did the police. But gangs quickly started to form. People started to take and hold territory. The police lost control, and even the pros. And 100 days passed. The rich boy Izuku Midoriya tried to appeal to the government. He tried to talk about the city, its ancient history, the fact that they had to come back under government control. But the government, it decided to do one very, very simple thing. With how bad the situation was, Gotham was abandoned. And that was bad. Other coastal cities had to deal with tsunamis. And the fact that it will take months to repair the damages that were caused from one day. Even the aftershocks, they weren't prepared for. But Gotham City, it was lost. Pros lost control, the police started losing control, and people were cut off. They were abandoned. Even Batman himself seemed to have gone away. And 100 days passed, and we do have right now someone, they're limping into an alleyway, trying to move, trying to run, trying to stay away from the Bat. They thought that he abandoned Gotham. They thought that he was gone. But that's not the case. That's not true. As there is where something there's a flying in the person's leg and they do roar out in pain. Them falling to the ground as they do try to get back up. However, someone does a kick them in the back and force them to the ground. Them leaning forwards and going to smash their head against the floor, expressing they want him to stay still. Can he understand that? Huh? I said stay where you are. Wait a second. You're a woman? So what? I'll still kick your ass. Her forcing her foot down onto the battering, and the man is at a roar out in pain. For a second he was relieved. Batman wasn't chasing him, just some crazy chick pretending to be Batman. Batman's taken on Miracle and made enemies with crime. Hell, he fucked with the Falcone crime family. So yeah, some crazy guy dressed up in a bat costume, or some crazy lady. Right now, he's not sure which one he'd prefer. And there is where a voice does go to express, this is amateur hour. Right now, the woman going to turn and go to stare on at Batman, who does come walking out of the shadows. His voice deeper thanks to the voice modulator. I would have expected better from someone pretending to be me. I. Her turning, punching down at the back of the man's head. And right now he does a fully collapse, passed out. The woman turning back as Batman, he's made his way 5 steps closer. Her almost shuddering since she didn't even hear the guy take a step. And he's got a damn cape on. A leather cape. Something that should flutter and make noise, but he's silent. How? But what's more surprising, he's here. Her turning and going to snap back in to her persona. Walking over and pulling a spray can from her belt. Beginning to make the symbol for the bat. And she does start talking about it. He's been gone for quite some time. I have. I've been trying to deal with Gotham. How so? You've been gone for a while. People thought you abandoned them. I haven't. Though I thought the pros could have handled it. Some are, some aren't. Miracle has been working herself to the bone. And, well, Ingenium. He had to pull out. Things got too hairy for him. It isn't easy. A number of pros are talking about coming in, but the government, they've abandoned us. Her pulling away from the massive symbol she spray painted in yellow paint. And Deku does come stepping forwards, staring at it as he does it to bring a hand up, talking about it, patting her on the shoulder. He's back. Fact is, he's been trying to gain information, learn a bit more about what he's dealing with. He was heavily injured during the collapse. It's a long story. You fought a pro and beat her. People are expecting that same type of thing whenever you arrive. Though, it's a long story. I'm sure. Him bringing up his hand and firing a grappling hook. And she does to watch that, doing the same thing. The two flying up to the roof as Deku does at a stand. Looking out and seeing Gotham. Destroyed. His cape does get a bellow from the wind. He does get to see fires, and he does get to see that some people do seem to have their lights on. And that does tell him a lot. The Falcone crime family. Oswald Cobblepot the Penguin. He's in charge of territory, along with the Joker. There are a multitude of villains in Gotham who've gotten their hands on territory. I'm well aware of all of them. Some, however, are just trying to get by. Others are more violent. Though, I understand where you're coming from with all of that. So you know what's been happening here. And you've been doing nothing? I never said I wasn't doing anything. I've been trying to help. However, the situation outside Gotham is difficult. I may have been able to secure some aid, but it may be a little tricky. And it's expensive. How so? If my timeline is correct, Gotham has a shooting every 17 seconds. Most standardized pistols, and the way people do use them, they fire multiple rounds. Do the math on all of that. During the time you've been dealing with people, when's the last time someone fired a shot at you? And I don't mean just one bullet. Can you seriously think of a time when someone fired at you with intent to kill? Or if they weren't sure you were close enough? And then let me ask you a question. Have you seen anything bigger than a handgun? Her falling silent, going over it in her mind, and rolling those questions over and over. I mean, people have had guns. They've pointed them at her and they haven't fired. There were some people, but at most, the only time she's been fired at was with... I see you're putting something together. I'm thinking about it. I've had someone fire a shotgun at me. Yes, but that was only one time. Months ago. Last person who fired a gun at me was 3 weeks ago. They had 3 bullets. Interesting development. And ammo just keeps getting more scarce. The GCPD may have already run out. And I don't like it, but Izuku Midoriya, he should be bringing in some supplies. Excuse me? Gotham's a no-fly zone. The rich boy? Yeah. Gotham is his hometown. After the development with his family's associations, family relations, and with his associations to the Midoriya Industries company, it's a recent development. I've even heard about how he does want to take a more active role in things. Help Gotham in his own way. The police are out of ammunition. He'll provide them with rubber rounds, sandbags, whatever he can, along with food. It's not much, but it will be a start. Though, I do need to find information about where the GCPD are held up. Talk to them a bit more. For right now, though, tonight is a night to set marks. Let people know I'm back in Gotham. And I'm going to turn. Before he does, going to stop and turn back around. Expressing. Just know. Get something bulletproof. Or be fast. Whatever her abilities can let her do, make sure she doesn't get caught. And stay mobile. Him going to hold something out and toss it towards her. Her stepping forwards and catching it before it can hit the ground. And when she does look back up, Batman is gone. How the fuck did he do that? But this is a phone. Her flipping it over and seeing a bat symbol on it. Huh. Batman. Batman and her are partners. That is so cool. And we do currently have Izuku. Izuku, he does begin to readjust to Gotham. Bloodhaven may have been affected. If it has been worse than the city, then he'll need to start somewhere. Those neighborhoods, they had higher crime than Gotham, maybe. Then again, with his new entry into the city, he's got to be working fast, quickly. He'll have time for a nap and then get back to business when possible. But there is tomorrow. Tomorrow, he does need to make an entrance. Do something Batman hasn't done before, hasn't done yet. And right now he does go to descend on a group of thugs. All of them chatting about what to do with some people they're trying to steal from. And whenever Batman does come descending from the sky, a scream does it cry out. And we do have the next morning. People, they've been talking about a few things. And we do currently have Commissioner Gordon. He does sit in a room with a number of people. Him dressing down one of his officers for shooting a criminal. And they do not look happy. Right now, though, they are adamant about what they did. Bullets are running out. And criminals only have a matter of time before they realize none of that is left. People are using their quirks already. And that's dangerous. There are more criminals out there with better abilities than the cops. Most cops? Yeah, their abilities don't work too well to be pros. They would be fucking sidekicks at best. Right now, while the guns are still working, they have the advantage by making them double think. Making them realize that if they try to rob someone, the police might kill them. It's only a matter of time before that little deterrent stops working. And it can be gone the moment like that, when people realize they don't have bullets in their guns. And Mirako, she does glare at the man. Her feet on the table and her hero outfit slightly dirty. Talking about how the guy does have a bit of a point. Then again, a lot is currently going down. If they are dealing with all of this, then it does mean quite a lot. Yeah, then again, he still got us. Bakugo does get a say. Him expressing. Right now, the other team is out on patrol. But we're all still here. We've been helping out. Yeah, so I'd say it's no worries. Besides, Kirishima does get to intervene. He is bulletproof. So there is that. Nibara going to interject. They can only hope for right now that they do what is best. The fact of the matter is, with crime being what it is, there's still a lot of people they need to find. They need to help. Some are staying in unstable areas, and buildings are suddenly coming down. It's bad. But the entirety of Gotham is having trouble. And if things do continue this way, well, the police will be taken down sooner or later. She does not like vocalizing those thoughts, but it is a sad fact. I'm well aware of that, Miss Pro. However, that's the issue. Him rubbing his fingers between his temples, talking about it. He just needs a second. He's gonna go have a cigarette. Right now, walking out of the room, leaving the pros to themselves. And Gordon, he does not get paid enough for any of this. His officers stayed in the city. A number of people tried to evacuate. Eventually, the bridges were blown. Then, and oh so soon afterwards, crime truly started to skyrocket. Yeah. They're left on their own devices. And that is very problematic. Him heading up to the roof and going to pull out his cigarettes, taking one of the last 5 in the pack and going to stare at it, putting it between his lips and going to light it. Before he does it, take a deep inhale and go to turn. Right now, him going to jump and he drop the cigarette. As Batman, he does go to stand there. Right now, him silent as a church mouse. And Gordon does drop the cigarette the moment he does go to just stare on. His mouth slightly opening before he does just go to ask, where the hell has he been? I mean, he's back? Where did he... Long story, Commissioner. It's been troublesome, but I'm back in the action. Along with that, I've secured help. How? I mean, why? When? It's a long story. Listen, I was caught up in the collapse and I've had to heal. In that time, I've been making plans, coordinating, reaching out, talking to people. It sounds complicated, and it has been. But getting back into Gotham wasn't easy, especially with the government patrolling, making sure nothing comes in or out. You snuck back into Gotham? You were out? Yes, I was. The rest of Japan has suffered from the earthquake. Not just Gotham. Yeah. You're telling me. The pros go ahead and run off on us, leave us with all the psychos and killers, and then they don't even have the decency to drop shit for us, let alone come to our aid. Then, to top it all off, the sweet old cherry on top of this shit Sunday, they blow the bridges so we can't go. Hell. It's worse than I thought. Yes, well, the bridges were already unstable. Once they had to start helping Gotham, they would have had to pull them down anyways. Like that's any consolation. I understand. As I said before, though, we may have been able to give you some aid. It's going to be troublesome, and it is going to be difficult. But Izuku Midoriya, the rich boy, the billionaire, he's dropping supplies for the city. He is? Yes. He wants to prioritize the GCPD. I'm aware that he had plans for you. I've been keeping tabs on you, all of you. You have? Yes. Right now, you don't got much choice. Him going to turn and watching the door. In fact, if I'm correct on a few things, you have some people here. I do. I'd like to talk with them. Coordinate. Let them know what's happening. Him going to grab his cigarette and go to take a deep puff. Right now, him going to let it out and talk about it. Fine, but after this cigarette, he's only got 4 of these damn things left, and, well, his wife's been telling him that he needs to quit anyways. You understand? Him nodding his head. And the man does turn back, looking at Gotham, trying to just think about how this is about to go. The vigilante known as Batman is about to walk into the fucking police station. In any other circumstances, this could be funny. Then again, the pros downstairs are outlaws at the moment. They're technically working as vigilantes too. And with no laws in no man's land, this guy's just following the law of survival. Then again, that is interesting. Right now, him choking down the rest of his cigarette and going to lead Batman downstairs. And when he does come out into the main room, a ton of people, he does get their attention. Him clearing his throat and going to whistle before letting out a small cough and expressing to all of them. Right now, he needs anyone who does have an armed weapon to not point it in their direction. The situation does look bad. And, well, they have some good news. Though, they won't believe the source. Deku stepping out from the shadows behind Gordon. And people do to stare on, processing what they're seeing. Batman. Some do get a turn and raise their weapons even though they're not loaded. And some do a turn to stare at the man anyway. Others, they are just in awe. And someone does a shout who he is, before a sound can be heard and a door is kicked open. Right now, someone rushing out and looking around, before seeing the man clad in all black. And she has a grin, rushing forwards, talking about how, oh hell yeah, she's been wanting a rematch this whole damn time. And Deku does get to bring up a hand. Gordon trying to express about how he's on their side. And she does come running forwards, her stopping before going to bring her hands up talking about it. So he's on their side? Yes. We should have a rematch. Spar, go 1-on-1. It's been a long time since someone could beat me like that. And I gotta say, I won't fall for your cheap tricks again. Her pointing her metal left arm at Deku. And he does go to express. They really should. Then again, him bringing up his hand and pulling off the metal faceplate, covering his lower mouth. Talking about it. Perhaps they should work on something else right now. People staring. And Mirako does go to scan Deku's lower jaw. Interesting. It comes off. It does. Your voice didn't change. Yes. Voice modulator in the suit. Now, I'm aware you have a number of other pros with you as well. We do. Good. Now, there's going to be a supply drop in Gotham. We will try to coordinate it for the GCPD. And the best thing that you can do is get whoever you have that can fly on your team to secure it. Make sure it lands where it's supposed to. If I'm right, I can give the coordinates and the rich boy will drop them. Really? Yes. Though it will most likely be in this area. If you have more allies, then be ready for a fight. You might have to face down villains. As for right now, I need to go. I'm going to turn. And she does go to throw her hand out forwards to grab him, since she does still have a few more questions. Whenever she does do so, Deku does a turn, grabbing her right arm, twisting it, and going to pull her around backwards. Him bringing his left arm up and going to wrap it around her neck as he does a pull her up against him into a chokehold. Right now, talking about it. If he does move his hand, if he does gonna twist his arm, he will break her right arm. Don't touch him. Feisty. Though, what are you gonna do now? Simple. Him going to let her go as she does a throw her head back for a headbutt. But Deku, he does a let go of her right arm and go to throw his left hand down hard on her sternum. And the moment he does go to watch her drop. Everyone going to just stare on as Deku does a turn and Gordon does it to watch the pro hit the floor. Others coming out to see Batman walking back up the stairs oh so casually. And that, yeah, it does have an impact on the people here. Since he just knocked out Mirako in one move, and that it does mean a bit. Right now, someone rushing out to try and chase after the Batman. But when they do go to arrive on the rooftop, he has already grappled away and is making his way to the next building. Right now, getting ready to deal with a few things. Oswald Cobblepot, their next target. A good person to go after. Though, coordinating with the pros, more than likely a good opportunity. A good way to test if you can train with them, maybe mingle, maybe be involved. But there's still a number of things that do bother him. Power is on. People are still figuring things out and trying to deal with Gotham in its current state. Yes, he can get supplies dropped into the city. The government is adamant that he shouldn't, but it's the best option he has. Though, if he's right, Cobblepot is doing what he can to maintain control. The Joker, he's having fun in his own chaos. Maybe, though, he should visit the East End. Look into those disappearances he's heard people mentioning. Yeah, maybe he should. That'd be a good place to start, but maybe deal with the devil he knows first. Cobblepot will certainly be a problem. And the longer he's left to grow, the worse he'll be. Though the Joker, he's got to find out what he's been up to in this city. No information's gotten out about him. But from what he's heard, the territory he's holding, it's personal. Maybe? No. Maybe just a coincidence. Then again, Batman can't believe in coincidences. Luck, maybe, but never a coincidence. Now, with that being said, he does get to head over to the Iceberg Lounge. And when he does get to sneak in to start spying on the building, he does get to hear about Penguin's official auction. People in Gotham are betting money. They want to see what will happen. And the Penguin, he does describe about what's happening right now. They will have the auction soon. However, he does want to give them all some entertainment before the food is pulled around. So, it's going to be like this. 5 of them get the chance to go up against his champion. They get to go up against this big old brute here in the mask in order to get something. If they can win, they can split the reward 5 ways, or however many ways they have left. This big guy here, though, does not pull punches, and he is mean. Now, does he have any volunteers? He knows some of them are hungry and some of them want something. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Penguin going to grin. And the rays of the lights, they do go out before turning back on, and Penguin does look around. Him watching everyone staring at him, and his jaw does not clench. The light shouldn't have turned off like that. Then why are they staring at him like a deer and backing away and taking another step, bumping into someone who's made of nothing but a wall of muscle? And that does it to alarm him, turning around to give orders about how they need to step and seeing the Batman. Right now, mind freezing before starting to work again. He heard a rumor that the guy was back in the city. And it's true. Penguin trying his best not to freeze up. Batman, you're in the city again? Huh. What are you doing here? A guy like you's got to eat, right? I have a proposal for you. Work for me and I can give you some food. Not a chance, Oswald. Listen, this is serious. Whatever you're doing here, starving these people, it's not going to work in my city. See, I don't think you understand. This here business of mine belongs to me. The Falcone crime family abandoned Gotham, left all this for the taking, and I'm claiming it. It's my business, my town right now, and my place of work. So, I'd recommend you be very, very careful. Deku turning his head and seeing a man with 2 massive swords protruding from his arms. Talking about it. Spike over there hasn't had a good fight in a minute. People don't often tend to survive. And well, the last guy he had to fight was someone who had a very poor understanding of how to use their ability. They didn't want to work for him, so they lost their head. Shame though. They could have charged some batteries for him. And Deku does gonna glare back at Oswald with that gaze. The gaze that does terrify him. Unafraid. You're gonna shut this all down. You're going to stop. Tell you what, how about a bit of a bet? You against my strongest guy. And who's that? That would be that big guy over there in the suit. I'd recommend you fight him. Otherwise, well, you're not going to be in the spirit of everything. You know, do that and I'll stop. I doubt you'll win, though. Deku turning and staring at a massive man, who does a step forwards with heavy steps underfoot. And he can tell Oswald does let this man have his own fill of the food. He needs it. Massive frame, black suit, and tubes running from them to his head? That there is Bane. Hired him just before Gotham fell. Was curious to see him break you. Then again, I thought I lost that chance. Paying him without money, it's been somewhat troublesome, but hey, I've been making do. You'd be surprised what people are willing to pay for food. Anyways, fight him, and you'll get what you want. Fine. And your lackeys, they'll stay out of it. For now. Deku turning back to Bane, and the man does get a step forwards. Deku, he does go to get into place. Right now, him staring down at the massive brute and trying to calculate what to do, trying to go over it in his head. Different moves, just different ways of moving, different ways to use weight against him. He's big and bulky like a sumo wrestler. But those tubes have something to do with the quirk, maybe? No. If he had some sort of quirk like that, no. Is that some sort of hero support item? No. It's not some sort of battle item. Acid, maybe? Extra circulation for blood? No. Does he have an enhancement ability? Shit. Does that have something to do with trigger then? Okay, if that has trigger in it, then this is very bad. Bane going to begin having green fluid pump into the tubes as Deku does get to stare him down. And he does watch Bane bulk up in size. No, he's not on trigger. He's on Venom. Shit. He's quirkless. That was a second guess. Venom doesn't play well with some quirks. And he already thought the guy was a juiced up psycho. Now he's a real juiced up psycho. And Bane, he does go to roar out in anger, ready to tear apart a challenge he's been waiting on for so long. And it's been tantalizingly teasing him for a while. So far out of reach, so many claims about how he'll have it, how he'll get what he wants. But it has been so long. So long. I mean, hell, 101 days. No, more than that. 107, 108? Gotham fell 101 days ago. So yeah, how many weeks is that? No, not 10, not 15, almost 16 weeks. 16 goddamn weeks to finally break an opponent. That's just not fair. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.